Good morning, children. How are you? I hope you are all safe and sound in your houses, studying the lessons and doing your home assignments regularly. Now, children, are you doing that? Perfect. As soon as you complete your home assignments, do not forget to post it to your English teacher's WhatsApp number. Okay? Right. Now, children, coming back to our today's English class, let's learn a new lesson. Our today's lesson is a story, a very interesting story, which is about Nasruddin Hoja. So, who is it about, children? It is about Nasruddin Hoja. Hodja. So our today's story is about Nasruddin Hoja. Children, the stories of Nasruddin Hoja are very witty or funny, just like the stories of Birbal. We all love to read the stories of Birbal, isn't it, children? Why do we do that? Because the stories of Birbal are very witty. They make us laugh, isn't it? Similarly, the stories of Nasruddin Hoja are also witty. Now, children, I am sure you're very curious to learn today's lesson. So let's get back to the lesson, children. The title of our today's lesson is Nasruddin's Aim. Nasruddin, Nasruddin, apostrophe S, Nasruddin's Aim. This story, titled Nasruddin's Aim, is about archery. It is about archery, A-R-C-H-E-R-Y. Now, what is archery? You must be wondering. Children, the term archery might be new to you, but I am sure you know what exactly it is. Let me show you something and jog your memory. Okay? Right. Children, look at me here. What am I holding in my hands? Correct. I am having a bow and an arrow. Now, how do we play it or use it? First, we will have to string the bow. So, you take the arrow and string the bow. Okay? After you string the bow, you take your aim and then shoot the arrow at the target. Okay, children? Right. So what is archery, children? Archery is the game of using bow and arrow for shooting. Okay? So now you know it, isn't it? Right. Children, let me try doing once. Okay? Let me demonstrate how to use this. I'm going to erase this and draw a target here. So this is going to be the center of our target, children. So my aim is to hit the target. Okay, let me see how good I am at it. So children, I have strung the bow. Now I am taking the aim and finally I shoot it. Perfect. Look here, children, I am very good at archery, isn't it? Children, so I am sure you're curious enough to learn about this story. So let me not make you wait any further. Please watch this video to understand this story, okay?
Hello children, today let's learn the lesson Nasruddin's Aim. The lesson Nasruddin's Aim is included in Unit-3 of your Marigold English textbook. The story Nasruddin's Aim is about archery. Archery is an art or sport of shooting arrows, and the person who shoots an arrow is called an archer. So children, let's learn this lesson and find out who the archer in this story is. So here we go. One day, Nasruddin was chatting with his friends. He began to boast. No one can match my skill in archery. I string a bow, take an aim and shoot an arrow. Whoosh! The arrow is sure to hit bang on the target. Hearing this, one of his friends immediately brought a bow and some arrows. Giving them to Nasruddin, he said, "Here, Nasruddin, take this bow and arrows." Then pointing towards a target, he said, "Now Nasruddin, aim at the target and shoot an arrow." So Nasruddin held the bow in his left hand and took an arrow. Then he strung the bow. Nasruddin then aimed at the target and shot the arrow. Whoosh! The arrow didn't hit the target. Instead, it fell down somewhere in the middle. His friends started laughing. Continuing their laughter, they asked him, "Hey Nasruddin, is this your best aim?" Defending himself, Nasruddin said, "Oh no, not at all. This wasn't my aim. It was Azad's aim. I just showed you how Azad shoots an arrow." Saying this, Nasruddin picked up another arrow. Once again, he strung the bow, aimed at the target and shot the arrow. Whoosh! This time, the arrow fell a little further than where it had fallen before. But it certainly didn't hit the target. Having at most fun at what had just happened, they mocked Nasruddin, and this must be how you shoot an arrow. And they continued their laughter. Defending himself, Nasruddin said, "Of course not. Even this aim was not mine. It was the chief guard's aim." Now somebody remarked, "Well, now who is next on the list, Nasruddin?" Hearing this, all the friends burst out laughing. Nasruddin didn't say a word. He quietly picked up one more arrow, aimed at the target and shot the arrow. Whoosh! Bang! And this time, Nasruddin was really lucky. The arrow hit bang on the target. Everybody stared at Nasruddin, their mouths agape in amazement. They never imagined that Nasruddin could ever hit the target. Before anyone could say anything, Nasruddin said triumphantly, "Did you see that? It was my aim." So children, how did you find the story? Isn't Nasruddin witty or funny? Yes, of course. Now can anyone tell me the reason why Nasruddin took someone else's name every time he missed a target? Very good. Nasruddin took someone else's name every time he missed a target because he didn't want to accept defeat in front of his friends. To save himself from the shame, he took someone else's name each time he missed the target. Children, would you have also done the same thing if you were in Nasruddin's place? Think it over. Now, children, I am sure that you would want to read many more stories about Nasruddin. Don't worry, children. In page number 48 and 49 of your Marigold textbook, you have got two stories about Nasruddin Hoja. You can read and enjoy these stories. Okay, children? Now, children, it's time for us to discuss the new words of the lesson, Nasruddin's aim. Our first new word is chatting. Now, children, I know you all know the word chatting because whenever a teacher is not there in the class, you all chat with your friends, isn't it? Right. The word chatting can be defined as talk in a friendly, informal way. In the picture that is given on the screen, you will find two girls, two friends who are chatting. They're discussing about their dress. The girl in the blue dress says that she has a new dress, and the girl in the green dress says hers too is a new one. So they are having an informal talk. So an informal talk with friends is called chatting. Using this word chatting, we can frame the sentence. In the absence of a teacher, the children engage in chatting. Our second new word is string. The word string means to extend or stretch a rope. In the short video that is displayed on the screen, you will find a girl stretching or extending a rope or a string of the bow in order to shoot an arrow. So in order to shoot an arrow, you will have to string the bow. Okay, children? With this word string, we can frame the sentence, my uncle taught me to string a bow. Our next new word is bang, and it means a sudden, loud, sharp noise. In the video that is given here, you will find an arrow hitting the target with a bang sound. So the word bang means a sudden, loud, sharp noise. Okay? Using this word, I have framed the sentence, the arrow hit the target with a bang sound. Now let's check out our next new word. Our fourth new word is target, and it means is something at which someone is aiming a weapon. Children, I have used the same video here. You will find the arrow hitting a target with a bang sound. So the red circular thing that is given here is the target where the arrow comes and hits. Okay? Children, here I have framed a sentence using the word target. I never miss the target in archery. Now tell me, children, was Nasruddin a good archer? Not at all. He missed the target twice. Isn't it? Right. Moving on to a next new word, which is defending. Here the word defending means protecting from an attack. In the picture that is given here, you will find a lion cub trying to defend its friend from the attack of a wolf. So the word defend means to protect. Okay, children? We can use this word and frame the sentence. The lion cub is defending its friend from the wolves. Our next new word is amazement, and it means a feeling of great surprise or wonder. Here on the screen, you will find a picture that is taken from your Marigold English reader from the lesson Nasruddin's Aim. Here are two friends of Nasruddin, and they both look amazed. Why do they look amazed? They are amazed at the fact that Nasruddin had hit the target. Here I have framed the sentence. Nasruddin's friends were in amazement when he hit the target. Children, let's now check out the last new word, which is triumphantly. The word triumphantly means showing great joy at an achievement. On the screen, you will find a boy screaming triumphantly because he has won a gold medal. So we can frame the sentence. After coming first in the class, the boy shouted triumphantly. So children, these are the new words, their meanings and their usage. Let's now check out the comprehension questions from the lesson Nasruddin's Aim. Okay? Right. In page number 48, you will find the comprehension exercises included under the heading Reading is Fun. So there are 4 questions that are included in this section, children. Let's discuss them one by one. Okay? The first question we have here is, what did Nasruddin boast about? For this question, we can frame the answer. Nasruddin boasted about his excellent skill in archery. So what did Nasruddin boast about, children? Nasruddin boasted about his excellent skill in archery. Okay? Moving on to our second question. Why did Nasruddin take someone else's name each time he missed the target? Now quickly help me out here, children. Why did Nasruddin take someone else's name each time he missed the target? Yes, correct. Nasruddin took someone else's name each time he missed the target because he wanted to protect himself. He didn't want to be insulted by his friends. So for this question, we can write down the answer. Nasruddin took someone else's name each time he missed the target as he did not want to accept defeat in front of his friends. Children, this answer might look lengthy and difficult, but worry not. The first part of the answer, which is Nasruddin took someone else's name each time he missed the target, is taken from the question itself. And the underlined portion here is the answer. Okay? So this answer is very simple, children. Now please read along with me. Nasruddin took someone else's name each time he missed the target as he did not want to accept defeat in front of his friends. The next question included under the heading Reading is Fun is, why did Nasruddin say, "It was my aim," the third time? Remember, children? Nasruddin said, "It was my aim," the third time because he had hit the target this time. So, children, we can write down the answer. Nasruddin said, "It was my aim," the third time because this time the arrow had hit the target. As is the case with the second answer, here also the answer is short. The first part, Nasruddin said, "It was my aim," the third time, is taken from the question and now begins the answer because this time the arrow had hit the target. Okay? Right. Moving on to our fourth and the last question. Do you think Nasruddin was good at archery? Come on, tell me, children, was he good at archery? Not at all. So we can write down the answer. No, Nasruddin was not good at archery. Then what was he good at, children? He was good at fooling others. Now that we have covered the textual exercises, let's get on with the reading of the lesson. Okay, children? Are you excited? Hooray! Reading of the lesson, Nasruddin's Aim. Children, please take out your Marigold English textbook and open page number 44. Now, as I read the lesson, please look into the textbook and try to read it along with me in your mind. Okay? Right. I hope you are all ready, children. Now, let's start reading. Nasruddin's Aim. One day, Nasruddin was chatting with his friends. So, Nasruddin, who is the main character of this story, was chatting with his friends. We have learned that the word chatting means to have an informal talk. So, Nasruddin was having a casual conversation with his friends, just like you all do in a classroom with your friends, especially when the teacher is not there, isn't it? Right. He began to boast, "No one can match my skill in archery. I string the bow, take an aim, and shoot an arrow. Whoosh! The arrow is sure to hit bang on the target." So, this is what Nasruddin was boasting about. The word boast means to talk highly about oneself. So Nasruddin was boasting that he was very good at archery. He said that he could string a bow, take an aim, and shoot an arrow, and the arrow was sure to hit the target with a bang sound. So this is what Nasruddin claimed or boasted about. We have already learned that the word archery means the art of shooting arrows. And here the word bang means to make a loud, sharp noise. And the word target means something at which a weapon is aimed at. Okay, now let's read the next paragraph, children. Hearing this, one of his friends immediately brought a bow and some arrows. So, because Nasruddin was boasting about his skills in archery, one of his friends quickly went and got some arrows and a bow. Giving them to Nasruddin, he said, "Here, Nasruddin, take this bow and arrows." Then, pointing towards a target, he said, "Aim at that target and shoot an arrow." So, after getting a bow and some arrows, his friend points towards a target and he says, "Nasruddin, you claim or you boast that you're very good at archery. So, why don't you prove yourself?" Children, now go to the next page. Page number 45. Nasruddin held the bow in his hands, strung it, and aimed at the target and shot an arrow. Woo! The arrow didn't hit the target. Instead, it fell down somewhere in the middle. Nasruddin had to prove that he was very good at archery. So he held the bow in his hands, strung it, and aimed at the target and shot the arrow. But what happens? The arrow did not hit the target. Instead, it fell somewhere in the middle. Now, this gives a chance for his friends to laugh. Ha 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 ha! His friends started laughing. They said, "Hey Nasruddin, is this your best aim?" So now his friends are having some fun. When Nasruddin missed his aim, they started laughing and asked Nasruddin if this was his best aim. And to this, Nasruddin replies, "Oh no, not at all," said Nasruddin, defending himself. "This wasn't my aim. It was Azad's aim." Here you will see that Nasruddin does not accept his defeat. He says that it was not his aim. He was just showing his friends how Azad shoots an arrow. Here, Nasruddin takes someone else's name when he missed the target because he didn't want to be insulted by his friends. He wanted to save his skin. So he says, it wasn't his aim, it was Azad's aim, and he was showing how Azad would shoot an arrow. Okay, children, we have learned that the word defending means protecting from an attack. Okay, now look into the book, children. I just showed you how the Azad shoots an arrow. Saying this, Nasruddin picked up another arrow. Once again, he strung the bow aimed at the target and shot the arrow. This time, the arrow fell a little further than where it had fallen before. Here you will find that Nasruddin is in no mood to give up. Once again, he strings the bow, aims at the target, and shoots the arrow. And what happens this time, children? This time again, the arrow misses the target. Now go to the next page, children. But it certainly didn't hit the target. They asked Nasruddin, and this must be how you shoot an arrow. The second time when Nasruddin missed the target, his friends had something to laugh about. So they pull his legs and ask him, this must be how he shoots an arrow. To this, Nasruddin replies, of course not, argued Nasruddin. Even this aim was not mine. It was the chief guard's aim. Here, Nasruddin tries to defend himself. He says this was also not his aim. It was the chief guard's aim. Remember, children, whenever Nasruddin misses an aim, he mentions somebody else's name. And he does this in order to escape from the mockery of his friends. He does not want to be insulted by his friends. Okay? Now somebody remarked, well, now who is next on the list? As Nasruddin kept mentioning other people's names whenever he missed a target, his friends asked him now next time who he was going to mention when he misses the target. Hearing this, all the friends burst out laughing. Nasruddin didn't say a word. Nasruddin knew that there was no point in arguing with his friends. Instead, he must prove that he was good at archery. So he quietly picked up one more arrow and again, and this time Nasruddin was really lucky. The arrow hit bang on the target. Children, you must have heard the saying, third time is a charm. Similarly with Nasruddin, he was able to hit the target the third time. Go to next page, children. Everybody stared at Nasruddin, their mouths agape in amazement. No one really believed that Nasruddin could hit the target, and this time when they saw that Nasruddin had hit the target, they were all amazed, and it left their mouths agape. Here, the word agape means to keep the mouth wide open in surprise, and the word amazement means feeling of surprise. So Nasruddin's friends were surprised that he had hit the target. Here is our last paragraph, children. Before anyone could say anything, Nasruddin said triumphantly, "Did you see that? It was my aim." Nasruddin was very happy to have hit the target after missing it twice. So now, in a victorious way, he asked his friend, "Friends, did you see that? How I had hit the target? And this was my aim because I am very good at archery." The new word given in this paragraph is triumphantly. Here, the word means showing great joy at an achievement. So this is the reading of the lesson, children. Now, here is the assignment for you. Pick any two paragraphs, record your reading of the paragraphs and post it to my personal WhatsApp number. While you record, I want you to give a proper introduction. Okay? So this is it from me for today, children. Thank you and have a wonderful day.